I am reviewing the new Broadway musical Operation Mincemeat with book, music, and lyrics by David Cumming, Felix Hagan, Natasha Hodgson, and Zoe Roberts, directed by Robert Hastie and choreographed by Jenny Arnold, running at the Golden Theater at 252 West 45th Street in New York City. Don't leave this show rotting on the shore. Instead, help meet expenses by becoming a patron on Patreon, where you can, for as little as $1 a month, support this show, as well as my classic cinema podcast, Yesterday's Matinee. Patrons get access to the latest episode, which is currently on the erotic thriller Body Heat. They also get access to quick reviews of shows I've seen before the full reviews are released here on YouTube, so come check it out. Thank you to my current patrons, especially my Neo and Hamilton tier patrons, and welcome to the new ones. Links to my Patreon, Spotify, and Apple Podcast pages will be in the description. Operation Mincemeat is one of the better British imports that I've seen in quite a while. A rollicking hysterical comedy based on an actual British intelligence mission during World War II. Allied forces were looking to invade Italy, and to cut losses, they were looking for a way to make the Axis forces to voluntarily leave Sicily through misinformation. In comes Charles Cholmondeley, played by David Cumming, an intelligent, if extremely socially awkward analyst who, along with the assistance of the cocksure Ewan Montague, played by Natasha Hodgson, presents to their superiors Operation Mincemeat, which involves using a real dead person and beaching them on the shores of Spain disguised as a Royal Air Force pilot with plans involving the Allies invading Sardinia. The idea is that the Axis will relocate their troops to Sardinia to make it easier for the Allies to invade Sicily. This all seems rather heady and intense, but under the capable writing of Cumming, Hagan, Hodgson, and Roberts, we end up with a most silly version of this operation, as frenetic moments of panicking and rousting about occur as fears of a spy pop up and the reliability of the coroner who provided the body comes into question, as well as other outrageous situations like trying to explain the operation to their superiors, which is a hilarious sequence. Other sequences include the comic musical number called I Call Abort, as Charles and Ewan attempt to get a hold of their contact in Spain to abort the mission, creating a hilariously choreographed entanglement of phone cords. Meanwhile, Jean Leslie, played by Claire Marie Hall, is desperately trying to get herself out of the secretarial pool to prove that she can be as much of a spy as the men in the office, much to the disdain of her commanding officer, Johnny Bevan, played by Zoe Roberts, and her supervisor, Hester Leggett, played by Jack Malone. This leads to a potential romance between her and Ewan. As funny as Operation Mincemeat is, it's not all just absurdly ridiculous moments of intelligent British comedy. The musical carries moments of weight with it, as Malone gets the standout song of the show as Hester, as she reflects on what it was like to have a husband in World War I in the song Dear Bill. There is also a running theme throughout the play of the morality of how we respect our dead, as the characters stop from time to time to wonder if it's right to use a then unknown person, giving them a false identity and using them for military purposes. This was a real person, and he had a name and identity before he died and was repurposed for the war. There is a lot of respect that is dealt for this person in the show, and there is a great honorable moment left for him in the show as well. There's also a great nod to him in the playbill. I'm purposefully not revealing the person's name for the sake of you all getting more of the experience from the show itself. The cast is delightful. They throw themselves into the show with appropriate abandonment, and though they are all portraying characters in almost constant states of panic, it looks like they are all having a great time being in it. I do have a few negative critiques about the show. One is the sound balance was off at times in the performance that I was at. Half the time, Zoe Roberts in particular was a little too low to be heard clearly over the score. Also, with how low Natasha Hodgson chose to speak and growl to vocalize the male character of Ewan, I was concerned for her voice in the long term of the show. Also, I wasn't too much of a fan of the score. It felt too similar to other musicals. Literally at one point during the song Born to Lead, which reprises a couple times, I was singing My Shot from Hamilton in my head because of the musical similarity. I'm not going to say it's a plagiarized thing, but it was close enough that it had almost an identical feel. Most of the rest of the score sounds like stock and trade pop musical theater, the one exception being the aforementioned Dear Bill, which is a beautiful ballad that Jack Malone nails. Operation Mincemeat is a great comedy. It has an acerbic wit about it that takes clever shots at not only the Axis powers, but some self-deprecating jabs at British intelligence and the United States as well. It is balanced with some genuinely sincere moments of self-reflection. Most of the music feels stuck, but the cast elevates the weaknesses with brilliant energy and enthusiasm. It's one of the best comedies of the year. But I'm only one man's opinion, so be sure to leave yours in the comments below. If you'd like to see Operation Mincemeat, I'll leave a link in the description where you can get tickets. Also in the description will be links to my Patreon, Spotify, and Apple podcast pages, as well as my social media handles where you can support my work. You can also support me by liking and sharing this video, subscribing to the channel, and clicking the notification bell to be alerted to future reviews. My next review will be Iverton Playhouse's production of Hank Williams' Lost Highway. Thank you for watching, and I will see you at the theater.